my god. This is literally my third time recording this video. So you get what you get at this point, okay? The lighting is all off. You missed me earlier. Earlier I looked super pale. I don't know why I look so I look so white and I look so pale and light skin. Because the sun has gone down. It's going down. Hi, welcome to the archives. This is the third time, so you literally get what you get. It's a fourth time for some of these books. I just gonna drop some books off, so I wanted to do a book share with you of what I've been reading over here. Super annoying. I'm gonna start with the books I did last time. The microphone didn't work, so the last time I read, I shared The Noise Inside Boys, a story about big feelings by P. Oswald. Basically, it's a perfect day at the beach until two older brothers begin to tease their little brother. Soon the little brother is overwhelmed with complicated feelings and he just wants to push away. Emotions can be confusing, whether they bring up smiles or tears. So their dad decides to talk to his son about how feelings can be managed by naming and understanding them. The Noise Inside Boys offers insight and wisdom to all kids, that all kids will take heart. So again, it talks about the noise outside of boys, right? Yeah, woo, no, bloop, yay, mooey, right? And then talks about the noise inside of boys. And so using that as a metaphor for emotions, what are the different emotions? I like that Pete did color coordinated with the different emotions. So there's gold and yellow for happy. There's blue for, lonely and sad. It just goes through different emotions. There's jealous, so there's green with envy. Mad is mad is black. Mad is black. Right, because black is bad. Perhaps this is how it is, right? Anyway, so just different, that's just life, which is what the book is about. This is life. There's the different emotions. It's just trying to be quiet. Proud, it talks about proud. Purple was so cute. I loved it. Panic, it's just, what are the different emotions? Pete's a #1 New York Times best-selling illustrator. He has 3 boys. So The Noise Inside Boys, a story of big feelings by Pete Oswald. Highly would recommend. I don't think the audio worked the last time. The audio also didn't work for Hugs Are For Everybody. Hugs Are For Everybody. Really cute illustrations as well. I don't know if you can see it because of the thing. It's written by Ella Russell, illustrated by Udayana Lugo. An old friend arrives at a birthday party offering big hugs all around, but hugs are not for everybody, and that's okay. With some imagination and the magic of friendship, there are definitely, without a doubt, lots of other fun ways to say hello. Hooray! Happy birthday to you. And so this is a cheerful book about expressing friendship for huggers and non-huggers alike. And so it talks about, some people want to be hugged, other people don't want to be hugged. They just rather wave or high five or do a handshake. So it talks, essentially, this is a book for adults, for parents, for caregivers who are looking to have age-appropriate conversations about consent and touching bodies. This would be a good book to start, right? It doesn't name consent, doesn't say anywhere does it say consent, but essentially it's a conversation about consent, right? You ask people before you touch them. There's different ways to hug or not hug. I also read The Little Green Envelope by Gillian C. The Little Green Envelope, which I really liked because one of my episodes I talked recently about letter writing and how I love to write letters. I shared that I actually have a tattoo on my right arm, and you can't see it, but you're a grandmother. It's from an actual letter my grandmother wrote me when I was a little girl, and she used to be my pen pal, and the letter, it said, Nana, that's my name, Nana Batma. Nana, for your care, I love you, your grandmother. So I just took for your care, comma, Oxford, comma, I love you, And it says your grandmother. And so I love that I have her actual writing on me. All to say is I love letters, and I was really happy that there was a book about letter writing and sending letters, because this is a really good topic. Olive's friend has moved away, and Olive wishes she could visit her. The little green envelope, lost in the bottom of the desk drawer, wishes it could travel too. It seems like all the other envelopes have had exciting adventures, zipping up and down conveyor belts, flying to faraway places. When will it be the little green envelope's turn? And so talks about how Olive and her grandfather basically decide to write a letter for her friend who lives in Nova Scotia, and it goes through the process of what it's like to write a letter, what you need to write a letter, and then what happens at the post office, delivering it, all the different hands it goes through. You see like the also Canada Post might be going on strike for the Canadians here. So yeah, I really like this book. It talks, and then at the end it also gives you information on how to make your own envelope. I love that. I absolutely love that. So yeah, this is Olive writes a letter to her friend. She lives in Vancouver in the book. So it's illustrated by Claudine Krangle. The Little Green Envelope, Gillian C. Gillian, this book came up in one of the writing groups I was in, so I wanted to check it out. I'm glad I did. We also read 2 other Gillian C. books. We read You're My Favorite Color, and it's about a mother, an Asian mother who has, I'm not sure if they're biracial, but black kids. And it just talks about how, like, you're my favorite color, right? Your black skin is my favorite. All of the different, and it compares the black skin to different things. Really sweet book. Really sweet book. My only beef with that was I think I would have put the animal comparisons last or to the end, just because black folks are often compared to animals. And it didn't have that kind of a feeling because it wasn't the stereotypical animals. It was really cute animals actually, but I think I just would have just still like it's just a little bit of that knee jerk, right? I just saw recently that at the Angel Reese game in I don't remember where they played, but they were playing like jungle music, right? This is the thing. It's like you're seeing as animals, you're seeing as monkeys. Didn't use monkeys or any of those stereotypes. It actually was really, I don't remember the animals it used, but I think I just would have put that to the end. And then we also read Gillian C. I Love You for Always, I think it was called. And again, it's like an Asian mother with their Asian son, and it's just all like, I love you. Really sweet. It reminded me of Robert Munch's I Love You Forever, I Love You for Always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. Do you remember that? Robert Munch. Okay, so we also read Up, Up, Ever Up by Anita Yasuda. Illustrated by Yuko Shimizu. Junko, is it Junko Tabei or Junko Tabei? Tabei? A Life in the Mountains. I learned so much in this book as well too. So it says Junko as dreamed of climbing mountains, but men refused to climb with her. Sponsors told her to stay home, and gloves were not made to fit her hands. Eager and unstoppable, Junko wouldn't let these obstacles get in her way. Instead, she planned an expedition to summit Mount Everest with an all-woman team battling ice slopes, deep crevices, and even an avalanche. Why did I say avalanche like that? Junko refused to give up. She climbed step by step, up, up, ever up. After summiting the world's tallest peak, Mount Everest is the world's tallest mountain. Super dangerous to climb up Mount Everest. A lot of people don't make it climbing Mount Everest. It's not for the faint of heart. Mount Everest is in Nepal, in Asia. Nepal's capital city is Kathmandu. Nepal's flag looks like this. This is the flag of Nepal, if you ever want to know. And this is the flag of Japan. Japan is also in Asia. Its capital city is Tokyo. Sorry, the geography nerd just had to come out. I don't know how tall Mount Everest is. Oh, it says right here. See? It's right there, the information. 8849 meters to 29 feet. That's really tall. So Junko climbs it. She brings her girls along. The whole community in Nepal rally behind her. She makes it up the summit. Really powerful. She's also married, right? For those conservatives are like, women need to be in the kitchen. She married, she had a kid, and she still was able to do that, right? This is assumption that like unless you're married, you're worthless. Like even though she climbed Mount Everest, but she wasn't married. Like, she was married. She had a kid. Relax. Yeah, see, her hubby and her husband was supportive, and the baby was taken care of because it takes a village to raise a kid. Just really good information, lots of research. You can tell that like Anita did research, right? And at the end, she talks about everybody that helped bring the book together, all of the different challenges. Like a lot of the mountain gear did not fit women, so they had to like literally sew their own gear, and just like the gloves, everything, boots. Like it's just really good information. A year. Yeah, so I learned a lot. Jangle of yak bells. It's just really good writing. Anita has such beauty. It's poetic. The wind whispered prayers for a safe climb. Like, oh, such good writing. They trek through dusty villages and pine blue forests. Like, oh my god, stellar writing. My favorite part. Stories of mountains drifted all around her until silvery domes and icy peaks unfurled as far as she could see. Oh my god, really good writing, like great illustrations. You get it's like captive, like you're like, oh my god. I was like, I didn't know because I ended with the kittens. I was like, well, did she make it? Like, what happens? Like, you want to know, does she die? Like, the avalanche, because like people don't make it out Mount Everest, right? So it's really it captivates you, like it keeps you hooked in that way. She makes it. Spoiler alert, she makes it. She does a great job. She ends up traveling to so many different places: China, Argentina, the Himalayas. Like she climbs. She really climbs. She went to Kenya. I think it looks like she did Kilimanjaro. So many different places. She ends up getting a PhD. No, she ends up getting her master's, because she was really concerned about climate change, and Junko was concerned about the footprint that climbers and mountain climbing was having on climate change. So she went and got her master's and she studied that. 25 years later, it brought her down to base camp. So she went back to Nepal and Mount Everest. And she talked about like the garbage that was there and all of that different things. They planted tomato trees. Is it tomato trees? They planted trees. Apple seeds is apple, sorry. Yeah, so this is, if you're interested in women doing men's sports, quote unquote, or just even representation of Asians, it's Asian American AAPI month. If you're a climate activist that wants to share some of the impacts, this is a really good book. Up, up, ever up. And then also trying to get into gardening. I'm a first time gardener. I haven't grown seeds since I was a kid in elementary school when you learn. So I also got the first time gardener, raised bed gardening, all the know-how you need to build and grow a raised bed garden. Ai? By CaliKim. And so this had a lot of information as well too about how to grow gardens, what are the different bed sizes, what to look for, what type of soil. It talks about compost and fertilizer and pathways, and it's just how to build a raised bed, wooded versus concrete, like just so much. It talks about like it's better to buy bulk soil, for instance, because that's cheaper. It talked about the bags, the different type of bags. What are they called? Worm castings. Like I didn't know about worm cast. It's so much information. Pollinators. So yeah, this is really good. I got to learn about the different when to rate. Like yeah, this is a really good book for gardeners. I want to get into it. And then I also read It Starts With a Seed. It all starts with a seed. How food grows. Really good illustrations. This one, this is getting long. This book is written by Emily Bone, and it's illustrated by Sally Alford, and it's designed by Vicki Robinson, and the food expert was Rupert Aker. And so this had a lot of good information. Like this book gave me a lot of good information. It just talks all about seeds. It talks about bees, the different fruits, what they look like, the role of pollination and pollinators and pollen and honey. Did you know that honeys, they turn nectar into honey in their bellies and then they spit it out? I did not know that. I knew about the honey, but I'm like, I didn't. How did the honey get there? I get it. Explains it. Talks about strawberry seeds and like how they put hay underneath strawberry bushes so that if the strawberries fall, it falls on the hay, and it doesn't go bad. I did not know that. I learned a lot of new information. So much information. Talked about the different seeds inside of fruits, seeds that grow outside of fruits. Did you know that sunflower seeds, just one sunflower seed, has over 2,000 seeds in the middle? 2,000 seeds, one sunflower. I did not know that. I learned a lot in this book. So it talks about like crunchy, leafy stuff, stems. It talks about root vegetables, right? Did you know that there's over 4,000 varieties of potatoes? Potatoes, 4,000 varieties. Oh my God. Nuts, it talked about pine nuts, cashew nuts, ground nuts. I love ground nuts. I love groundnut soup. It talked about greenhouses, what they're for, just so much information. The wind, it talked about corn and maize and the role of the wind. It talked about flour and wheat. It talked about chocolate trees, right? How they grow, where they grow, hot and spicy. So cinnamon, ginger. It talks about the lotus, okra plant. I love that they mentioned okra. Rice fields, how rice is harvested, how they do it in Asia compared to how they do it in USA, for instance. Tropical fruits. Did you know that bananas are like the number one eaten fruit all over the world? I did not know that. You learned that in this book. So much mushrooms. It goes into mushrooms and how they're poisonous. So don't pick mushrooms out unless you're an expert. You know what you're doing. So much information. So much information. Lots of research. Index. So it all starts with a seed. That's all for now. Until next time, in solidarity.